Welcome to a new look at education. Hi there, I'm Mikaela. I am a special education teacher and speech-language pathology assistant with a focus on dyslexia and behavior intervention. Over the years, I've worked with countless students who have been misunderstood, often labeled as behavior problems, when the real issue was a mismatch between their needs and the way we teach. This blog is born from years of research, trial, error, and a relentless pursuit of doing better for children. The core of my work centers on two powerful ideas that I believe could revolutionize the world of education. The first, literacy is everything. The science of reading. Reading ability doesn't just determine success in school, it determines success in life. Research shows that 2/3 of students who cannot read proficiently by the end of 4th grade will end up in jail or on welfare. In fact, over 70% of inmates in American prisons cannot read above a 4th grade level. This isn't just a reading issue, it's a systematic failure. The science of reading is a research-backed approach to teaching literacy that integrates decades of studies in neuroscience, education, and psychology. But it's not widely understood or implemented. Many schools are still using outdated methods that leave our most vulnerable students behind. I've seen firsthand how powerful this approach can be, not just in test scores, but in how children see themselves. Kids who once hid under desks and thought very poorly of themselves begin to read, write, and believe in their ability to learn. Literacy opens doors, it builds confidence, and it changes lives. The second concept is understanding children through personality and development. This has been life-changing in my work. Understanding the 16 personality types and how they influence a child's experience in both the family environment and the classroom have been absolutely life-changing. This isn't about labeling or putting kids into boxes. It's about recognizing that every child learns, engages, and grows differently. Our public education system is designed to support just 2 out of the 16 personality types. That's a staggering gap. What happens to the other 14? Often they're misunderstood. They get labeled as lazy, defiant, distracted, or difficult, when really the system just isn't even meeting 30% of their core needs. Here's what I've learned. When we meet just 30% of a child's needs, behaviors drastically decrease. But that requires a fundamental shift in how we think about a child's development as both parents and teachers. Sitting still in one room for 6 to 7 hours a day, short recesses, rote memorization, limited access to arts and music, this works for a small percentage of children, but not for most, and certainly not for the creative, intuitive, movement-driven learners who make up much of our population. We need a multimodal, interest-based approach to support the development of our children. That means expanding access to programs like arts, technology, project-based learning, music and performance, outdoor and movement-based curricula. These aren't luxuries, they're lifelines for kids who thrive outside of the narrow mold we currently ask them to fit into. But what about funding? Yes, that's always the big question. The good news is there are creative ways to utilize existing funds more effectively and get the outcomes we're truly aiming for. We'll explore those ideas together along the way. What to expect from this blog. In the posts to come, I'll be diving deep into literacy intervention that works, which is designed for individuals with dyslexia, dysgraphia, and/or other language-based disorders, but it works for everyone, using the science of reading, and we're going to go over how to implement it. We also talk about behavior as communication, what kids are really telling us, understanding the 16 personalities in relation to child development, and yourself as the parent or teacher, how we can redesign schools to meet more children's needs, as well as talk about real strategies, stories, and solutions for educators, parents, and advocates. If you've ever felt like something just isn't working in education, you're right. But there's another way. Let's do better together.